This isn't the first time that Donald Trump has said that he would like to take the United States out of NATO, but it's the most serious, and it's being repeated by senior members of his administration. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. Now, because Donald Trump has threatened this in the past, the US Congress actually passed a law in December 2024, right before he started this term, saying that the US president would need an act of Congress to take the US out of NATO. But honestly, that's going to be cold comfort for Europeans because, as the professor at the King's College London Department of War Studies, Ruth Diamond, pointed out today, from Trump's statements to The Telegraph, you can see that whether or not the US is in NATO or out of it, Trump has no intention of defending Europe if it is invaded by Russia. If you listen to that quote there, where he said that NATO is a paper tiger and Vladimir Putin knows that, well, Donald Trump is the only person who determines whether NATO is a paper tiger or not. NATO is a paper tiger if the United States won't honor the Article 50 Mutual Defense Clause and defend Europe if it is attacked. And everything Donald Trump and his administration is saying right now is indicating that it wouldn't do that. So that's extremely worrying for Europeans. Even if Donald Trump is forced to stay in NATO by the US Congress, what's become increasingly clear, experts say, is that NATO doesn't really exist anymore other than on paper. Marco Rubio pointed out in an interview on Fox News this morning that without the US, there is no NATO. Those are the exact words used by the EU's foreign policy chief, Kaja Kallas, back in September. Meaning, in other words, without the US protectorate system, without the US security guarantee, NATO is not a real alliance unless Europeans are able to rapidly retrofit NATO into some kind of European alliance. And that's the type of discussions that are going to have to start happening now.